And we did also, of course, just sending the products out there. Yes, they're a symbol. Yes, they're a reminder. But they need to be in the right locations in order to be that. And people should be informed that actually it is something that they can use, that they may use it privately, and how to use it. So we did provide some notices explaining. We sent a statewide notice, just an email saying, talking about the fact that AGO does care about the health and well-being of people, of our employees, that it's important for health and productivity that we all pursue good wellness. And so we're providing scales and monitors at your locations. Please use them. Use them privately. You don't need to disclose anything. But they are there. So that just went out in an email to everybody. Those people who read the email know that they exist. In addition to that, liaisons have been contacted, encouraged to at least let their people know that the products are available, and to put them in an obvious place, but a private place, so that they are used without people being too uncomfortable. And I personally know that when I take my blood pressure without closing the little door where they are, it's a lot higher. So it is important. How are we measuring the progress? We're seeing that there's progress because we obtained the AGO approval to purchase the items to begin with. We are seeing progress in that liaisons are taking the products, making them available, are creating some of their own programs. We wanted to make sure that that would occur. We are measuring progress by seeing whether people are using them. And finally, we want to see better numbers with the screening results. And that will be long-term. That can't be over the short term. Breakthroughs tested. What do wellness liaisons need to have to be successful with a particular program? What do we need to engage employees? Purchasing wellness equipment, how in the heck do we do it? How do we use it, do it effectively? What do we need to do to enlist senior management support? Will employees use the equipment? And will providing BP cuffs and scales improve blood pressure, weight in the workforce? Challenges we face. Well, lo and behold, this little medium-sized cuff, which they kind of sell with the product, is too small for a lot of people. Remembering again that we have over 30% that end up having issues with weight, or just being large, having large arms and needing a bigger than a medium-sized cuff. Well, that's excluding a lot of people then to have just a medium-sized cuff. And that was a little bit short-sighted, quite frankly, not to have identified that, but it was lack of knowledge of medical equipment. So we had to go get large cuff. That was another $10. Times 41. So that was a little hidden cost. And fortunately, we had not distributed the two items yet, so we distributed it all together, and that worked out well. We provided a blood pressure monitor release because one of my liaisons, Pat Patterson, who was here initially, had said, well, I'm really concerned about liability associated with it. And I was kind of going, well, it's just equipment, they're just using it, people need to own their own things sometimes. But I went, okay, there's a concern being raised, and quite frankly, it was legitimate. And so I went out and I looked at the releases at other stores, and then I created one up for our office, and in this context, and then I had our torts attorney look at it, and we created a release for the blood pressure monitors. Well, the scale had another interesting wrinkle. I never thought that weighing oneself would be an issue. Well, let me tell you, it is an issue with today's technology. It is.
You have to step by a secret room, right?
Well, there's the privacy issue for sure. People may take this to the restroom if they wish. But the issue is that this sends out little electronic pulses. And that was unknown to me when I purchased the item, because it also weighs body fat percentage. So it warns people that if they have metal implants, if they have X, Y, or Z, don't use it. So that required yet another release. And one of my liaisons, fortunately, just took it upon her. I said, well, that's a really good issue. And I said, would you mind leading the way on creating a release? Use the one that was created by the BP monitor. Go through torts, make sure it looks good. And I had one of my liaisons, Sharon, Pakunen, follow up and do that and take that responsibility away from me, showing that we have liaisons actually engaged, showing that they are taking charge and leadership, and it was a beautiful thing, so that was great.
So do they need to release every time they leave?
You know what, and that's a great question, Mary. We have our releases right on the top. They don't sign it, so it's actually just, it's a statement, informed. Get it out of the way, and you know.
What was the issue with the blood pressure cuff?
You know the concern actually, it's not unlike the pulses. Actually, I became concerned about blood pressure because of the cuff, bruising arms, becoming too tight, and there are warnings at the, like pharmacies when you use those. It warns you stop it, and this also says stop using the product if it hurts. As it gets tighter, it may cause bruising. And I thought, well, with that, I need to be concerned about it. With blood pressures readings themselves, I was concerned that somebody could have a false low reading, and lo and behold, it's a bad product if they're actually above 200 or something, and they end up having a health issue. And that concerned me as much as liability concern. It just concerned me about reliance on the product.
Okay.
And so those were the reasons I wanted to follow up with that.